I am Reverend Father Christian Angoro, a Josephite of Moriado, assigned to the community of the Josephites at ADAMGBE. I am the assistant priest in working here at St. Robert Rectory, ADAMGBE. With me here, we have the superior of the community, Reverend Father Emmanuel Koroma, CSJ, and our student in formation, Stanley. We got the report that on the 7th of April 2012, they were about to, the Christian Catholic faithfuls were about to conclude their Easter activities. It was a Holy Saturday. Whilst they were doing activities at the school that is over there, they played a football match, and there was room that some could stay over before going home the next day. And in between that, when they were waiting for the Vigil Mass of the Easter Vigil to commence, the weather changed drastically, and immediately it struck on the church behind here. This was a church, and there were some people still inside the church. That it just happened within few seconds. It was just an incident that struck at once, and immediately some died on the spot. Some were rushed to the hospital. The number of deaths recorded were 22 that died instantly, and some had fatal injuries that they were rushed to different clinics around here. It has always been in the mind of these people, the pains behind and the cries that came before these people lost their lives here. It has always been a sign of faith. This, in our context, we always say, these are exemplary martyrs that have sacrificed their lives, even without public recognition. By choice, we know that they are with God and in heaven praying for us. It happened so painfully because the parish priest then, Father Cosmos Azajoli, was still here, and at the father's house there. When it happened, he rushed out, met the situation, and took control of it immediately. But hence there were his parishioners as well. He had that feeling that he has lost so many at once. So we keep praying for them, and then that psychological effect that has influenced or placed on him over time. We always pray that this situation like this, God should prevent them from happening. At the moment, they are not worshiping here anymore. We are worshiping in a small bacha that will pass there just in a jiffy to see. But the graves are there. We always pray. We make prayers every day after morning mass. All the people present, we come out, we pray at the graves. And it happened here. The mass was celebrated right at the spot where the new church, the construction of the new church is ongoing. Now, their bodies were laid there, and at the celebration of the Holy Eucharist, there the bishop pronounced that the new foundation should take place there. So where their bodies were placed for the mass is where the new church has taken place, but they are buried just in front of where the incident happened. As we are standing here, the graves are just directly in front here. It is always a great sign to see that they are beside the road as well, because the church is not having a fence, it's not fenced. So equally anyone passing at any hour usually see them, and then it brings to memory not just the graves but the people, and not just the people but the memory that and the legacies that some of them left with their families or the Christian faithful in this place. So we're always grateful. The church is here, the graves are over there. And all here are the graves, equally just behind me, they are the same graves. We lost them, and it's always been a thing of pain. But when we come here to pray together, usually after morning masses, we do feel that communion with them, and we know that they were not yet thinking that at such moments they would go, but this is something that no one knows the time, no one knows the moment. Once it's done, it's done. So we're grateful. This is no sign to say that we're making publicity. It is always a thing. I call it a thing of joy to come together, because their spirits where they are, their souls where they are now, they know that in communion we are together, and we remember them, we pray for them, we remember their families. For here, we had the thought of renovating the graves, but at the moment we have not had the permission to do so, because it is still diocesan property. Anything that is to be done here, the diocese has to approve about it, and they are here. We lost some from Moji, little ones. Some were very small, but it's a pain. It's a pain. Usually, they are all here, and when we come here, we always remember. We know that they are not just left there to be, but we are together with them in communion. We are together with them in our prayers and wishes. It is always good for someone to find time, come to ADAMGBE, because when you go out, and so when you go out to Europe, to America, you find places like this reserved, and people from time to time they come for visitation. It's not just about going to visit the graves, but significantly, this incident happened in one day, and it happened to a people. And when it happened, it just happened at an instant. And then a number of lives, 22 people, lost their lives at once. It is a disaster. It was a disaster, actually. And till today, the feelings are high. The feelings, the consolation has been because the families are Christians, the families are Catholics, and they have kept their faith high, and they always love to come pray together with us here.
Those graves over there, they are all from the same family?
Yes, they are from the same outstation at Moji, because usually how Easter activities are done here, the outstation, the churches, they come together here at the center. So it was during this period that those from that church at Moji, because the distance is much, they can't make it every day going and coming. So they spent the week here. So it was almost the last day, the next day they could leave, that this incident took place. And when it happened, they were struck, and the whole church entirely, the families there, they came as a community as well. And when they were struck, it was something sad for their community at Moji there, and equally for the Central Church here as well. So we had so many from Ikundu and so many from Moji. Here, some at Chichi. Like this is Bange. This is at Bem. This, like this case, he came to visit. This is a case that someone came to visit, because this is not one of our outstation. Came for the visit during that period, and this incident happened. So she was not prepared that it was going to happen here, but it happened. So when it happened, where we are, so we are.
So looking at it, like most of the names, I noticed most of the names are all females. Why is that? Is it that there were no males there?
Yeah, this was a time that they were preparing for the next activity, because they had just played a football match between the CWO and then the Catholic Men Organization, CMO. And when it happened, the women, some that were still in the church over there, some did not go to watch the game. The men, usually, they love to watch football. They love, no matter how bad the game is, they always prefer to watch. So they were down there at the field when the rains were coming. Some were still down there, but the women, they rushed inside the church, and some were at the primary school over there in the classrooms. And this wave just came at once, and when it struck, it happened. And when it happened, that was when the cries started coming, and the men were called that it has happened, and they were rushing to rescue those who got fatal injury, who were injured. They were brought out to the father's house there, and then the dead bodies were laid there as well, and they were taking some to the mortuary. A case happened equally that same day that one man came to take his wife away, going home, and the people pleaded that no, she died with the others, so she should be brought back. So the same person is also buried here together with the rest. So it's something that the men were around, but they were not in the church there. They were still at the field down there when the game was being played. These were people that were at the other outstations. You can see very few here at ADAMGBE, because ADAMGBE people, they have their families and their homes around here. So these were people that were not able to go back after the Easter activities each day, go and come, and this happened to them, unfortunately. When this incident happened, as I said, it is important that at the mass where they were to be buried that same day, the bishop, where they laid their bodies there, that was a football field. The bishop said from then it was going to become the place where they will build a new church in their honor. The new church now we have come to the roofing stage. The building has been completed, and it is our hope and our prayers that when assistance comes from different angles, we can put hands together to raise something up. But it has been a long time, and we had promises that people or agencies failed to fulfill. So now we have started right from the ground again, and it is at that we always plead and see that anything that comes in for that project, we ourselves will take it that it is not for us, but it is for these people and their souls and their people. Because one day if we are still alive, we are not in this place, but this legacy, once it is laid in their honor, it will always remain there. And those who support it will always know that blessings shall remain for them and with them, because we offer masses from time to time for these intentions of the donors. No matter how little, we always appreciate it. So the building of the church is over there. This is the building of the one that the incident happened, and this is where now the Bacha, where they are worshiping at the moment, because the strength has not yet come fully. We are thankful, we are hopeful that with God we shall make it.